Hello, welcome to Carter's Corner. I have a video that I've been meaning to produce for a number of years. I years ago I used to grow giant pumpkins. I stopped growing them in 2010 for a number of reasons. They're very time consuming. It's like raising a child. You start in the spring, you're not done till October. Meanwhile, while you're doing that, you're fertilizing, fungicides, weeding, all kinds of other things you have to do to them, pruning. And so, I did it long enough. But I didn't have the technology back in 2010 when I stopped growing to create this video, which I have now. Uh, so a combination of having the equipment and people continually asking me if I'm still growing pumpkins, and I constantly tell them no. I decided to, put some closure on the pumpkin business that I was involved with. But I did have a very successful year in 2010, which was sort of the climax of my career in growing them dumb things. And so this video is basically a chrono of the 2010 season, which is now 16 years ago, believe it or not, how time flies. So I'll go through that with you guys and go from there. Basically, when you grow giant pumpkins, you have to start early spring, late winter almost. So I started my seeds inside in April, and I transitioned them to hot houses. You can see in the video the pictures of the hot houses at the end of April, and they started to grow out of the hot houses probably towards the end of May. You can take a look at that. In August of 2010, my garden was in pretty good shape. I had 5 pumpkins that were pretty close to 1,000 pounds then. One happened to develop what we call little pinholes in it, which would disqualify it at a weigh off. It ended up weighing 998 before I took it out of the garden in late August. It had a possibility of being my biggest pumpkin, but it was already disqualified, so I had to discard it. You could take a look at that. The first fair I went to was called the Hopkinton Fair in New Hampshire. It's basically called the New Hampshire State Fair. I had a nice pumpkin I brought in there, and it ended up weighing 1,137 pounds, and I came in second place. The same pumpkin a few days later I brought to another fair, probably about 20 miles from the state fair, and that fair is called the Hillsborough County Fair, and I ended up in first place there with the same pumpkin. My daughter, Shannon, she was at the fair, and she grew pumpkins for the first time, and she entered her first pumpkin into a fair. It ended up being 531 pounds at the Hillsborough County Fair.
She's the dog of Peter Carter, a well-known grower from the area. We'll be seeing his entry a little later. By Shannon Panilla. We've got a lot of young ladies growing giant pumpkins. It's one of those things where everybody's get a little help in the end, but there's no reason why no reason why anybody can't grow one of these. It's a little time consuming, but if you're committed, you can do it. I do believe we're going to see our first 500 pounder. It's going to be there, I think, or it's going to be real close. Shannon Pinella, we are going to hit the scales. Look at this, folks. Oh, my God, look at this. 531 pounds. Let's give it up.
That year I traveled quite a bit to pumpkin weigh-offs. The next one I went to was in Maine, Sanford, Maine. First time I've ever been there. It ended up coming in third place with 1,099 pounds. I was a little bit irritated that I didn't make 1,100 pounds, but what can you do? I'm pretty sure it was over 1,100 pounds, but by the time you take it off the vine the day before and traveling out there, you definitely lose a pound. But I came in third place and I got a trophy and some money, so it was worth it. The next fair I went to was really the biggest one as far as New Hampshire pumpkin growers go. It's Deerfield Fair in New Hampshire, Deerfield, New Hampshire. I brought what I thought was my biggest pumpkin there, and it turned out to be the case. It was 1,266 pounds. Ended up coming in second place there again. My daughter brought her second pumpkin that she had, and she did a personal best of 700 pounds there. Was quite happy with that.
Look at this be tonight's winner. They're going to see. Just don't know. Scale. We're going to try to stem on this, folks. You ever seen the stem on that? Look at that thing. It's a large mechanism. You can see. Peter Carter from Georgetown, New Hampshire. Will we break it?
Shannon, what's that taping over there, that big boy?
659, but it's a piece of lead.
Piece of lead gonna weigh heavy?
Yeah.
800.
The day after the Deerfield Fair, I went down to Topsfield, Massachusetts for the New England weigh-off. I ended up having a 1,147 pound pumpkin and came in 17th place. What's a little bit ironic about that whole situation is in 2004 I came in 4th place there with a 995 pound pumpkin. This 1,147 pound pumpkin would have been in first place no problem in 2004 at the fair. But this shows you how much the pumpkin hobby has grown as far as the weights of these things. It's not unusual nowadays for pumpkins to grow over 2,000 pounds. In fact, they're probably pushing more towards 3,000 pounds for a world record every year. It gets closer. Thank you for watching this video.